YouTubers. Today we're going to do an oil change on a Craftsman. This is an LTS 2000 and it has a Briggs & Stratton 19.5 horse. This is the 500cc Gold Edition 19.5 horse Briggs & Stratton. And here's the list of parts that they recommend for the mower here. So maybe this will help save somebody some time. So what you're going to need to do this is some motor oil, an oil filter, a pan, and also some paper towels, and I also recommend some nitrile gloves to protect your hands. First thing we're going to do is just open up the hood here, and I usually set a coffee can of some sort to set my pan on, and this allows it to collect it. There's a hose that Sears gives, but not sure where mine is at this time, but this seems to work out well. So on this motor, right next to the starter here, there's a cap here, and this is a drain plug for this. And what you want to do is take the little cap off, and you push it in and turn it counterclockwise and pull it out. You'll see the oil come out. So now that the oil is draining out, you're going to want to just take out the dipstick here so it allows the oil to flow through the motor. So once the oil stops coming out, you basically push this back in and then turn it clockwise, and that stops it from flowing there. And then go ahead and put the cap back on. Now I'm going to take this pan and throw it into a larger pan, where I'm going to take it and up to the store and get it recycled. So now over on the other side of the motor, I put my empty coffee can and my plastic pan here. Basically turn this counterclockwise, and you can take off the filter. And you know, another helpful tip is put your mower on a piece of cardboard so you protect your garage floor. So here, I'm going to just take it off, let it go into the pan here. Now I'm going to just wipe this down with a paper towel and try to make sure I don't contaminate anything. And also the side of the frame. So I'm going to be using a different filter. This is a high performance filter, and I hope you can see that. But basically it says you know, you should put some oil in this filter prior to putting it on there. Just going to put a little of it in there, and then I'm going to just wet down the edges of the filter here with the oil so we can take this off, and it helps it seal it. And now I'm going to just go ahead and put the filter on there and then snug it up a little more than hand tight. So now I just place my oil in a larger pan so it'll help everything drain out. I'm able to capture the majority of it. So on this mower, I'm not exactly sure how much oil it takes, so what I'm going to do is add about half a quart at a time and keep checking the dipstick until I actually see that it's correct on the level. So now we're just going to get the accurate amount. I went ahead and added oil in here, and I don't know if you can see this. And of course it's real hard to see. You want your oil to be right in between these two marks and closer to the high side of this mark, and that'll be full. So we're going to go ahead and start, put this dipstick in there and then start it and run it for a minute. So now we're going to go ahead and check our oil again, and it should be a little bit low because now everything is going through the whole engine, the filter, and obviously it is. Let me add a little bit more oil to it. Okay, so we've got the oil. It's perfectly set in here. If you add too much oil into it, take a little bit out. You're going to ruin your motor if you don't. The other thing is, while you're under the hood, go for a quick look over on the motor here, and I noticed on this one that my wire is actually rubbing. This is the spark plug wire is rubbing on the exhaust, and I'm going to just move that out of the way. That'd prevent a future breakdown. And also there's lubrication points on the steering shaft here. So we're going to go and hit these with the gun and add a few squirts of grease. We'll go over to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing here. Make it steer a lot easier and help prevent these parts from wearing out. So now that we've gone through our once over, we're just going to double check that our filter's not leaking. And also, you know, this happens here. The grass, it tends to accumulate, and sometimes these bearings overheat, and if it's wet, it causes the deck to rot out. And I don't recommend using a blower. I recommend using a vacuum, so you're not blowing it all up into every part on this thing. But make sure you go ahead and clean that out. So now that I got it all vacuumed out, and there's a little bit left in the back I see, but we're going to wash this thing up like a car and make it look good again. This little guy washed up. I'm going to dry it off here. So we got it drying off here, and one last thing is check the linkages underneath and the air pressure on your tires. And the better you maintain your mower, the longer it'll last. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. It's free.